What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel. Yeah, man, this is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, and also my new channel is called Stop and Think About ... See, because there's a lot of things to think about that people just never really stop to think about it in depth. So my goal here is to challenge you to just put two and two together, to stop for 1 second before you make a decision, before you react to something, before you formulate an opinion, and think about it like, okay, things like what would motivate this person to say this or do this? What would be the circumstances that would need to create this scenario? Did it just happen by chance, or are there unseen forces motivating it to happen? Because so many people make the mistake of responding to unseen elements that formulate their opinions, their reactions, all of those things. And so my goal is to really stimulate some creative thinking and make sure people put two and two together before they land on a conclusion that might really damage their future, impact their life, and so on and so forth. So we need to think about some things today. And today, what we're going to be thinking about is President Trump coming back onto some of these social media platforms. Okay, now why would one want to stop President Trump from returning to these platforms? See, that's something to stop and think about. Why would they want to do that? And we're going to be listening to a couple people from the media and the Democrats who are upset. They're in the tizzy, y'all. They're a little concerned about why President Trump is coming back and the impact that it might have, what, on the country or else on them? See, that's the question you got to ask yourself. Are you really concerned about our democracy? Are you afraid and concerned about your own power? Let's get into this. So by now, you all probably know that President Trump was kicked off of Twitter and Facebook right towards the end of his presidency. And they use all of these excuses that he was dangerous to our society, that he encouraged an insurrection and all of those things. And they kicked him off. Now, that's just unheard of because he was the president of the United States. And yet they were trying to make it appear that he was trying to be a dictator. Now, I heard a wise person once say that a dictator cannot be censored. Any group of people or entity that could silence the dictator is the dictator. So you have to put it in the context of like Kim Jong-un or Xi out there in China. Do you think that if media companies didn't like what they were saying, do you think they would be able to censor them? No. All of those people will find themselves in a real interesting predicament, possibly never to be seen again. Those are true dictators. See, but you have to stop and think, first of all, well, what are the characteristics of a dictator? A dictator, number one, would want to silence people who speaks out against them. A dictator would want to control communication. A dictator would want to seize all types of weapons. A dictator would want to have the ability to censor to make sure that they can control the people's mind through dis and misinformation and use that information to go after people who disagrees with them. Those are some of the characteristics of a dictator. Now ask yourself, what did Trump's policies represent? Did he ever talk about silencing or censoring people? No, he's a big proponent of the First Amendment. Did he ever hint around to removing people's ability to resist tyranny, considering the Second Amendment? No, he was a big advocate for the Second Amendment. So that right there makes me start wondering, well, why did y'all censor him and declare that he was trying to be a dictator? Those things are contrary. But there are some people who do believe in those things, and we're about to see who those people are.
So you are ending the suspension of former President Trump on Facebook and Instagram. Why are you doing that now? And explain what's behind it.
So he was suspended for 2 years from using Facebook and Instagram, and that 2-year clock expires now this month. And so we're confirming that if he wants to, he can, in the coming weeks, he can use Facebook and Instagram again. I mean, of course, there are guardrails, there are rules. He's got to play by the rules, and we're announcing some additional ones today to encourage him to stick to the rules that exist when people use Facebook and Instagram. At the end of the day, we believe the American people should hear from, including on our apps and services, from those who want to lead them. And he's a former president of the of this country, vying to be a candidate for the next presidential elections, and we don't really want to, all other things be equal, stand in the way. So we think it's right to let the 2-year suspension now expire.
Now, did you hear those fancy words from that man from England?
Yes, he was the president of this this country.
Why can't you say the country? I mean, are you that globalistic? The United States, man, it's called America. Greatest country on the planet, okay? We speak American here. And it's not a language, it's an attitude. But now he's saying that after Trump's 2 years suspension, we think it's only fair to bring him back. This is America, all the stuff that, you hear. But I got a feeling that maybe their motive is not pure either. I mean, just imagine, guys, what if Trump mess around and win the second time? Then all of a sudden, these companies that use their power to censor a United States president might be in trouble. See, I think there's a lot of people, a lot of entities that are now starting to go, okay, just in case Trump wins, we better go ahead and try to change it up. See, because if he wins, we might pop up on that radar as a company that, went way beyond the measure in regards to responding to what Trump was saying, responding to the freedom of speech and so on and so forth. They don't want to pop up on that radar. Right about now, it's probably safe for them to go ahead and say, just in case, we better reinstate him.
I mean, it's up to him and his team. If he wants to use Facebook and Instagram, he's now free to do so.
How worried are you that he's been given his platform again, the place where he called for his supporters more or less to storm the United States Capitol and try to upend our democracy?
Very.
No, did y'all hear that, man? Now, see, this is where you got to stop and think. Stop for a second, y'all. Before you finish this video, I'm sorry to inform you, you're going to go ahead and have to see the rest of this video on my new channel, y'all. The link is below this video. So if you want to finish watching the current video, you have to go ahead, click on the link below this video in the About section, and it will take you over to my new backup channel, which I'm trying to go ahead and grow that channel as well, because it appears that YouTube don't love Kevin's Corner no more. So I need a secondary channel. So go over there. You can watch the rest of this video and some other ones that might not even be on this channel. And make sure you subscribe there and make sure your notifications are set to all. And maybe we can avoid some of the shenanigans that I got to deal with right now with this particular channel. All right. Thank you so much for your support. All right. And we'll see y'all over there in my other channel. God bless y'all. God bless America. Take care.